Hi everyone, welcome to another conversation session here at House of Maharrani. Today we are going to talk about social well-being. I want to focus specifically on how to go about building meaningful and genuine relationships, connections in your life. So, without further ado, let's get started. Also, to the ones who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Raisha. I talk about life and everything well-being. I specifically focus on women well-being. Just like last week I said about professional well-being to be tricky, I find social well-being to be tricky as well. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because when we are taught about well-being, we are only taught about well-being from a perspective of taking care of your physical health. And and as we move forward, we realize that there are so many aspects in our life that impact our well-being. And as we move forward, it's important to realize this and understand what are the aspects in your life that needs attention and that requires effort, especially if you are looking to care for your well-being. Social well-being, think of it as all your relationships, all of the connections that you have in life. So anything that has to do with other people is what I consider social well-being. The way you want to go about looking at your relationships and your connections is, first and foremost, any decision that you make, any choice that you make, it has to come from this notion of I am taking care of myself, I am taking care of my well-being. When you move through life with this thought process, what it tends to do is it starts helping you look at things from a different perspective, from a perspective of, is it adding to my life or is it taking away from my life? And that's how you'll have to start looking at the relationships and the connections you have in your life. First and foremost, the most important relationship circle is your family. For me, my relationship with my family is very important. It's the number one priority in my list. And in order to ensure that I am adding to my relationships, I'm adding to strengthening my connections, I do whatever is required in order to ensure that I am putting my time, effort, and energy in nurturing these relationships in my life. So the questions you want to ask yourself is, do I want to put effort in this relationship? Do I want to put effort in this connection? Is this connection adding to my life? Is it adding to my energy or not? Does it make me feel better when I am hanging out with a particular connection? And these are the questions that's very important, because you are thinking about well-being from a perspective of yourself. Like, you want to make the decisions and you want to make the choices in your life focused on your well-being. The question really comes down to, who do you want to spend your time with? And for most of us, it's our family, it's our friends, and sometimes you're also hanging out with your colleagues. And it's, if you think about it, it's almost like you have your personal relationships, you have your professional relationships, and you have your social relationships. But at the end of the day, all of the connections that you do have in life, you have to start asking this question about, which connections are adding to my life? Which relationships are something that I absolutely want to put my time, effort, and energy on? Because eventually, as you move through life and as you move through the phases in life, you will realize that you are going to let go of a lot of relationships. You're also going to make a lot of new ones. However, when it comes to your personal relationships, specifically when it comes to your family relationships, the dynamic is a bit different there. However, the way I have gone about it, the way I have experienced in my life is, again, another thing you have to also ask yourself is, what do you value in life? And if family is something that you value, then are you going to put your time, effort, and energy in nurturing those relationships or not? And as you are moving through this, as you're moving through your journey of change, healing, and growth, you will realize that even your family members are not going to understand what journey you are on, and that's totally all right. That doesn't mean that you're just going to dismiss them because they don't understand you. The fact of the matter is that you have to, one, create space for yourself so that you give that grace to yourself to know that it's your journey and other people are not going to understand it, and that's okay. And also look at how, are these people, even if they don't understand you, are they giving you and providing you with the space to be yourself? Are you able to be authentically yourself? Are you able to be vulnerable in front of these connections, the relationships that you have in life? And if you find that that's not the case and it's otherwise, where you feel you're being judged, or you feel you're being put down, or you find that there not only there's no understanding, which obviously that's how it starts off with, but there's no intention of even taking a moment to say, what, I don't understand you right now, but I am going to take time and I will make sure to show up with that kind of space where I'm giving you the opportunity to be yourself. And I think as long as the relationship and the connections in your life come forward in your life with that sort of intention or with that sort of mindset, then you should realize that this is a relationship that you want to nurture, that you want to continuously pour water in. It's like the plant behind me gave me that analogy, but it's basically you want to put your time, effort, and energy in places and people that adds to your growth, that gives you the opportunity to be who you are. Another thing that I find is absolutely important if you're trying to care for your well-being, your social well-being, is to connect with your heart. I think a lot of times we tend to get into relationships or get into friendships or even hang out or socialize with people because it's very surface level. If you understand what I'm saying, it gets down to this whole it gets down to the idea that you want to be deep with your connections. You want to be able to connect from your heart and not just have a very surface level connection. And yes, you will have surface level connections as well with people that you will meet specifically in your professional life, but especially when it comes to your personal relationships and connections, talk about your feelings, share with the people that have given you the space to be yourself. Be deep about it. Be deep about your feelings. Here is another thing that I find is very, very important, and specifically if you are someone who feels very deeply and thinks very deeply, and I am similar to that. I have always been a very emotional being, to where I have the tendency to express my feelings and express my emotions. I find it very important for my own well-being to be myself, and that is to feel the emotions and feel the feelings. And especially in my connections and in my personal connections, I have changed that from how it was before, where I would suppress a lot of feelings and I would suppress a lot of emotions. But now it's totally different, to where if I'm feeling something and if I have an emotion that I need to express, then I give myself that space to be vulnerable in front of my connections. And that allows me to, not only allows me, but also allows the other person, my connections, to have a deeper bond with me. And that's how I look at my relationships and my connections now. I look at it from this depth of my core and my heart, and I feel that I'm no longer ready to give time, effort, or energy to relationships or connections who are not bringing that depth in me, or are not ready to even get to a point of understanding that depth. And this has really helped me in terms of, figuring out my circle, figuring out like where I want to pour my effort, my energy, and put my time, specifically when it comes to my connections and my relationships. So that's one way to look at it. Is like, do you in the connections that you have, specifically when it comes to, again, your personal, like, very, the close knit circle, the connection that you want to build for yourself, in that, if you go in from your heart, if you go in from with this intention of connecting from your heart, from your core, in the depths of everything life has to offer, then that makes it so much easier in terms of moving forward, when it comes to nurturing your relationships and building your connections in life. And that's how I go about it. That in my experience, it has brought a lot of clarity in my life, and it has also given me an opportunity to understand myself and really be myself, specifically when it comes to socializing, or just being social. If you are someone who does not have this close knit circle, or has a social circle where you can go deep into your feelings, then my suggestion would be to identify the current connections that you have in life, and sit with yourself after you have socialized with your connections, and analyze and see, how do you feel after you have socialized with your connections. And once you have the answers to where you have identified that, with this connection, I feel that I can be myself. With this connection, I feel like I can not be myself. And with this information, what you will be able to do is identify the connection and take the action. After that, the onus is on you, the responsibility is on you to take the action to pour into the connection and to the relationship. Another thing that also, in my experience, has helped me tremendously is to voice out exactly what you're doing. You voice out with the connections in your life, saying that I am trying to nurture this relationship. I am trying to bond, and I am trying to build and strengthen our relationship so that we can grow together. And as you will realize that, even if the connection in front of you is not on the journey as you, like, they are not on the same journey as you, they will eventually understand, and they will come and help you in your journey. One of the biggest aspects of taking care of your social well-being is to ensure that you have great communication with the individuals in your life, with the connections in your life. We have a tendency, specifically when it comes to our close knit connections or relationships, that we tend to take them for granted. We think that, oh, well, my family is my family. I really don't need to do much there. But you will realize that once you start pouring in the effort, and once you start communicating and sharing your feelings and talking about life, and just understanding, coming with this intention of understanding one another, the impact of it is absolutely profound when it comes to your relationships and your connections. Another thing that I find really adds to your social well-being is also to understand that we are all humans, and we are all having a human experience. We are going through life. All of us are going through life. We're all dealing with our own issues and our problems. So there will be mistakes, and there will be times when people will let you down, and that's okay. That it's okay to make mistakes. You are also going to make mistakes, and understanding this little fact of life is really going to help you move through life with grace. Because if you are expecting other people to hold space for you, then you should also make sure that you are holding space for other people. And again, I think it all boils down to you understanding the importance of kindness, the importance of compassion, and giving love. You need to pour love into your relationships, into your connections, and that is going to add to your life. That is going to add to your energy. Overall, what I'm really trying to get at, with all of the videos that I'm putting out, is that you need to start focusing on your well-being. Once you start focusing on your well-being, you will start realizing and understanding yourself. You will know who you are, what you want, who you want to spend time with in life, where you want to put your effort in life, and understand like what all adds to your energy and what drains your energy. And as you start looking at life from a perspective of, I want to take care of my well-being, I want to make decisions and choices that adds to my well-being, or that gives me an opportunity to take care of my well-being. That is what the lesson is, honestly. And I hope with the videos that I've been putting out, that it's helping you in some way or the other to start focusing on your well-being. Or if you are already on your journey of taking care of your well-being, then I hope it helps you answer some questions. To summarize it all, social well-being is your relationships, your connections. Identify the connections in your life that adds to your energy, that adds to your growth, and start putting time, effort, and energy to nurture these relationships, to nurture these connections. We are social beings, and it is so important for us to be in a social environment. Specifically when it comes to your social environment, I feel like for most of us, it's your family, it is your family members and your family connections. So try to put more focus on nurturing the relationships in that area. Next week, I am going to talk about AI. I'm going to do a quick little presentation about artificial intelligence, basically giving you all an introduction. So I completed my 6 months boot camp this summer. AI is something that has taken over like our life and of course the world. So I think it's important for us to talk about it. And after that video, of course, it's holiday time, so I'm going to take time off, and then we'll see how the next year goes, what the next year has planned for me. Again, I am going through life and embracing life as it comes, so I don't put too much emphasis on planning, because every time I've planned something, I feel like it just goes in a different direction. So the best that we can do is to embrace life and move forward with whatever comes our way. That's all for today. I hope you got some answers to your questions, specifically when it comes to your social well-being. Until next time, take care. Don't forget, be kind to yourself, love yourself, be the Maharani of your life, and rule your life with love and kindness. Until next time, take care. Bye.